I don't know, man. I mean, should I play it cool or what? Should I talk? What? How do I? Do you mind?
No. He's certainly making me a little uncomfortable with his odd head gyrations. I think he's checking you out.
Maybe he's Arab.
What?
We were talking the other day, one of my buddies, and we were talking the other day about how culturally Middle Eastern people, they tend to respond like by moving their heads. It's a bit of a bobble thing going on.
I will refrain from comment on this
It's
entire
not like
subject.
It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying,
At
like,
least,
it's a thing that they do. They kind of like,
that's
okay.
interesting. She's got a... That's interesting. I thought that these were just weird pants, but
It's a
these
bionic boot.
Two
She's
bionic.
got
It's the same woman!
She's electric boots.
She's up.
Come on, that was good.
She's upping the ante and is now literally removing parts of her body to disguise herself from us.
If you missed last episode, she'll probably fill you in.
Chill? What?
I said she will probably fill you in. Because she is literally everywhere.
Every woman in this game is that person.
She's the woman in the red dress, for those of you that are Matrix fans.
Oh, okay. I've only seen the first one.
Well, she's in that too.
I don't remember much of that, to be perfectly honest. It was a sort of like, it was a okay film. I have a Jay Leno-ish opinion. It's like,
It was pretty good.
It was all right. Yeah, it was okay. Oh, there you go. Finally, something's happening. Not getting any what? Did this happen last time? I don't remember this happening. Wait, I have an account here. Oh, I remember him mentioning something about the corpse. Do I... Wait, but hang on.
Neural hub.
Hang on. Do I get free stuff because I'm with Seraph?
Consider making a strategic retreat.
Basically, he's saying if we can't get in, we're going to have to bust our way. Do I get free upgrades because my boss is rich? He set up my account.
Sounds like something.
Does that mean that I get like a credit tab that I can just start getting stuff implanted in me? What if you could get
Stick it in. I am an American.
I don't know.
I am a cyborg.
I am a Seraph employee. Now, because it seems like you could sweet talk your way. You could get a credit line, get a bunch of augments, get some of them like social augments and things, and then just like never have to pay it. Like, I know we had a credit situation worked out here, but you think maybe we could let that slide?
Will you be purchasing anything today? No, you will be.
Oh! Well, that's exactly what I need. So this is the place I can buy these, and I can only buy one because they are pricey. And I just bought one without thinking. So this is useful. I don't know how to use it.
Now go and talk to her. It was you the whole time, wasn't it?
Well, actually, I wasn't even paying attention. Was that her again? Probably was. Where's my boots? Hey, see now I have...
You have electric boots?
Well, where's my legs? I don't have... I have electric thighs. Electric boogaloo. We have now 1 point. I could only afford one because I'm a poor boy. So I don't know what to use.
Family.
Yeah, should I use it? Well, maybe I could use it on this. Although I think we said in the last one that we don't pay enough attention to the conversations to really make use of this. Unless, hang on, does this simplify conversations maybe? Like, is this just like there's a hint that pops up is like, say this. Because then maybe that literally will simplify our conversations.
Like the auction, whatever. What is it called? The Antiques Roadshow. Say this.
More info. This is... Oh, okay. Too much info. Most occupies several head chains.
Or emotional intelligence.
Appears immediately in the upper left corner of your vision. Indicates whether you are swaying your target.
Oh, okay.
So this literally would just be a cheat sheet of going, we're not paying attention, but we know we're succeeding. Helpful insights about the personality. Pheromone propagator.
Well, that makes sense.
Release pheromones.
Well, I smell you.
But what happens if that goes off sometime on
If
accident?
it goes off.
Like, what if it's meant to release the trust me pheromones and is instead like the jump my bones pheromones?
Jump my pheromones.
Well, this actually would make it easier for us to do our job without doing it right. Oh, we don't have enough. It takes 2 to activate. I forgot.
It takes 2 to make a thing go right.
A lot of times to start the first one, you have to spend more points.
Oh dear.
So we probably won't be able to upgrade. Ooh, arm beef. Keep talking about. Although it's leg beef, we actually need because I know that there's a couple things we can do with being able to jump.
My thighs.
But I would probably have to have a double. Yeah, alright. So I could upgrade arm beef at least.
Arm beef, do it.
Or should we be frugal? Nah, screw that.
Beef.
Beef.
Beef cake.
What? Beef cake. Okay, so this move and throw heavy objects, carrying capacity, that'll become useful eventually. Not as much right now, though. Or blast through walls. This one's pretty unique. It's like a contextual. Basically, it's sort of like the Batman thing, where it's like if you stand behind the right wall and someone passes in front of it, you can grab him. This I think will be better.
Then I'll punch through a wall.
Because this will let us move fridges and vending machines and the things we used to be taunted by.
What? So, what are you talking? Are those separate from fridges and vending machines?
Well, because we're now
you suggested that like vending machines was on that list. You're something I was taunted by.
Well, I mean, technically, we are now part machine.
It's the basketball's just sitting over there going.
The basketball wasn't taunting as much as it was, I don't know, something else.
You're trying to make
But technically, we are part machine now, which means we can be bullied by humans and machines. Every time we're near an electric object, there's like a slight feedback. You know, we hear some binary.
Is that the vending machine that was picking on you earlier? Yeah.
Whoa, officers! I didn't mean to do this. Sorry. No, not that one either. I am an abiding citizen.
He's coming down the stairs like what?
He's going. That's not my problem. Until you open fire, I don't have to do anything. So I did review some of the conversations that were had in the last episode, and I realized
we actually had conversations. Huh?
Well, with some people, we had Okay.
Oh, you're talking about in the game. I thought you were talking about our conversations.
Well, we had pretty much one conversation the entire time last time.
Which was about basketball.
No, that was not the conversation. That was the activity. There's one activity and one conversation. We can't be everywhere at once. But this guy, the one when we were talking to the detective, I realized that literally he tells us everything we need to do. What? But because we weren't paying attention to the conversations, we didn't do any of them.
He tells us what we
literally,
need to do.
Look, everything we're going to need to do from here, he tells us to do. And the problem is, it's awkward to sit in what is relative silence to us because we have the TV turned down, but obviously they'll be able to hear it better. Yeah.
All that bionicness, and they couldn't just make him a little less
pointy.
He looks like if Lord Licorice was a cyborg.
Lord Licorice? Who's this?
From Candyland.
I don't recall a Lord Licorice that is within leagues of this character. So either it's a stretch beyond stretching, or
it's a different version.
You have that new updated version that looks like it was drawn by weebs. It was.
Probably was.
Okay, so he's based. Yeah, we actually have to pay.
That's not a comment on the drawing. That's a comment on weebs.
Yeah. Okay, see, here we go. A couple leads, and he's going to tell us. Oh, whoops. Okay, so Captain Penn has stuff. I skipped it on accident. It's my fault. See, Officer Wagner. So they told us everyone we should talk to, and then we just didn't. It's evidence in a storage locker. And then look, he even gives us the code. Now it says we still have to locate, so we probably don't even need to bother. So we're gonna still have to locate where that storage depot thing is, but he gave us the code for it. So literally, we were wandering around.
Oh, why?
Crap.
Why didn't you just cold cock that lady?
I didn't. I did the same thing you did.
So we were just one. You like full on just tapped her on the shoulder, just
Because I don't know what I was pressing. I didn't know. Apparently I pressed the
monkey
wrong
punched
thing.
her. That was
Monkey. I think at least I have I think that was still a man in my case.
I don't think it was.
I think it was, and
Green hair,
I'm
don't
holding
care.
to it.
You can hold to a lot of things if it was a man.
Well, yeah, because that way at least I assaulted a random individual, but, at least I wasn't assaulting a woman. I feel like there's at least a line to be drawn there. Plus, he's, in an alleyway. He's probably committed some crime in the past. He hangs out in alleyways behind black market retailers.
So you were just pulling a Little House on the Prairie paw moment where you just walk up to some random person on the street and go smacking them around.
I have not a clue what you're referencing there.
Never mind that.
Was that the kind of thing that happened on Little House on the Prairie?
Yeah, it happened basically every episode.
So hang on, pause. I want to see. Did it save our upgrade at least?
I doubt it.
Well, that's why I'm asking you to check. Check our arm beef. Our arm beef isn't up. So it doesn't appear to have saved our beefage. Press the button. X. You had it, arm beef.
I thought we were going to do this first, though.
No.
Oh,
arm beef.
Decided against the...
Well, because I thought I liked arm beef. I wanted to be able to hurl offensive instruments. So yeah, we didn't get it. So buy a thing from the counter, and I guess maybe fine if you're... Oh no, the reason we couldn't do it is because we don't have it at all, and for some reason it takes 2 points to install something new for the first time. Oh, she is different this time. There you go. But it only takes 1 point to upgrade a thing you already have, so... X is the button that is action, not A, which is throwing me off. So you buy one of those. And then I guess you could pick whatever you want, but I don't think we can get much. What are those? Those are the upgrade chips. I guess. I don't know what the process is. Do you eat them? Is there a slit in the back of your head you just stick them in?
I just had a Praxis kit for breakfast without any milk.
Okay, so we can only buy one. Sadly, we're only a couple $100 off from another, but anyway.
I use it when I like Veronica or Vera.
Why you gotta be so hostile towards women?
Wow,
your record doesn't shine. I'd like to point out. So we can only upgrade
this
something.
A man who walks up to strangers and
Hey,
taps them.
I walk up to strange men and cap them.
Strangers.
You punched not only an innocent woman, but an innocent woman in a hostage scenario.
Shut up, nurse.
I think you were punching down more than I was.
She was sitting too. It's just like.
Yeah, you forced her to stand up just to do it.
Okay, I can't. What?
Yeah, it's the weight symbol because the yellow ones are the ones we have already got.
Oh yeah.
Moving and throwing heavy objects. So we should go and move and throw a heavy object. Let's go pick up something.
Use that now.
Let's hurl a dumpster at somebody. I don't think we're supposed to be back here. Surgical ward. Oh. Well, they don't seem to mind us being back here. So you're probably going to have to go talk to Chase again to get those instructions. We need to save more often. I think we're relying on autos too much. Anyways, what do you any new things going on in life?
Well, I'm thinking about...
Not much.
So
Same old with me.
I know we obviously talked a while ago about the fact that I had got an AR-15.
Oh.
I'm
gonna do something with it finally?
Yeah, I'm thinking of... I mean, I don't know that this is like right around the corner, but I had the thought because my particular lower has
you're attempting to
trying to escape. I want
well,
out of
that
here.
freaking door.
How do I get where?
Perhaps if you looked around.
Okay.
Well,
really?
okay, the orderly's bullying you. Pick him up like a vending machine and throw him. I mean, theoretically, if you could pick up vending machines, you could probably just start picking people up and throwing them around.
See, like, this isn't the way out either.
That is absolutely the way out.
It was.
This is just a hallway. This doesn't lead anywhere.
Lazy. No, I already I have this option on my lower, which is that certain AR lowers have just the 2 selector switch of the safety and then the hey, you're ready to fire. And mine has the 3 different selectors. So there's safety, there's semi-automatic, and then there's technically what would be if you had an actual full auto bolt carrier group, but obviously that's illegal. And so what I found out was that there's something, a trigger type that works alongside a normal bolt carrier group called the binary trigger. So it's essentially, rather than 3-shot burst, it's 2-shot burst, because when you pull the trigger it shoots 1, and then when you release the trigger it shoots 1. So it's kind of interesting, and I was like, that's cool.
I feel like that would be something you'd have to train a lot with, not to have that go south on you.
South, how so?
Well, as in, you'd have to be very conscious of the fact that it did that.
Well, yes, but my thought is it would be the equivalent of...
Detective man.
Oh, did I? Where is he?
He's in this building that you just passed, the door right there. I'm just saying, like, obviously you're supposed to have several hours on the range with any gun you have, but I feel like that you'd have to be especially careful. See, that is a man. I punched a man with stupid hair. And by extension, he deserved it.
I'm going to punch you too.
No, we don't. I thought maybe I could still get away with it. I didn't expect his friend to pull a gun on me, so...
Well, this is, what is it, the
this
Bronx?
This is the Wild West.
Detroit.
This would happen in Detroit even now.
Exactly.
Punch one random man on the street, chances are his buddy's got a gun.
Anyway, it's just a thought. My thought was, it came up because I thought it's neat that it would almost be like a double tap without even trying, just pop up.
Now I know where those practice things go in there, right in his forehead. He's got some creepy USB port.
What?
Look at his forehead. Not him, obviously.
Look, I'm looking at his forehead.
Look, it's right in the side. It's like above his eye. Oh, it's on the other side. You can't see it from that angle. Now we know. I imagine it's like a floppy disk port where it goes... It's got that funny noise it makes when it goes in. You have to actually,
just click. It's the weird... almost like the SD cards where you have to push it in again to get it to come out.
And if you're not careful, you can push it really hard and it goes flies out.
Anyway, my thought was, and I had watched a video actually of a gal that was a speed shooter on the AR-15 platform, and she was using this particular trigger type called the binary, and because she's such a fast shot, she was literally versing in a registered and legal full auto that was a part of like a gun range thing, because they have this, and she actually beat the dump, like the mag dump of the full auto. I was like, that's impressive. Like, it was startling. I was going, that's a really quick trigger. But anyway, an interesting thing, I thought. And not every AR has that option. And then my buddy just got a 300 Blackout, which was neat, and I was able to look at that. It's a little bit of a different... I think it's slightly higher velocity, if I'm correct. I mean, it's the same lower, essentially. It's just got a different barrel so that it's slightly faster. So, But, just playing around.
Looking around, playing around. This man is making some very suspect gestures.
What?
When you see the wide angle of him, he's doing weird things with his hands down there. I'm just saying, it was at the end of the... Oh, no.
All I want to know is how long it took him to get that perfectly triangular knot in his tie.
Well, it's an augmented knot. He's got perfect augmented fingers that know how to tie knots.
Oh, welcome back.
See, look at that. There's something faintly...
Welcome back, Detective Chase. What would you like to put? You were putting more augments in your tie? Okay.
Like, he's made... Those are odd gestures for a man to make in that vicinity. I mean, I'm just saying, he's...
To use both hands?
Is he signaling, or is he...
Signaling.
Okay, well...
Same thing. Put him in the...
Well, we learned what we needed to learn. So both of the people we need to talk to are back at the... Well, just pull a gun and shoot. That's the right way to leave conversations you don't feel comfortable with. It's just no one's going to question you after that. Don't push B near that man. That's how the problem happened last time.
Social lessons with two nerds jousting. If you don't like the way a conversation's going, pull a gun.
Well, yeah, pulling it alone would probably do it. I mean, you don't have to fire it.
That doesn't give me any... Where am I going? Am I...
to the police station, I believe.
So I'm not going there.
No, this is the medical place, and I think that's a bridge that's closed, so you have to go the other way.
We gotta go the other way.
Well, there were topics we didn't get to last time. However, there has been since a topic that has taken all prominence out of any other topic for me, and I felt it was relevant to discuss it now, because it was literally in the last episode that I was like, hey, I just started watching ARCANE because it was a big deal and it passed me by. And I since watched ARCANE, and I am like, I can't communicate.
I since watched ARCANE, and now I love ARCANE, and I can't communicate enough about ARCANE.
I can't, well, do I detect a hint of nuisance in your voice?
No,
I haven't even been that effusive about it to you.
I know. Okay.
Put it away. You're going to upgrade from punching random women to shooting random women.
No, I'm just suggesting it's a little bit like the from the movie Yes Man or whatever, where he's... Have you ever had a Red Bull? Because I just had a Red Bull and I found out I really like Red Bull.
Is that a Yes Man? I don't remember that
I thought it was
part.
Yes Man. Maybe it was... Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it's...
Is it a Jim Carrey thing?
Yeah, it's Jim Carrey.
I don't... Oh, maybe that is that. It's been a while.
It's just...
But...
I found out... Have you watched ARCANE? Because I just watched ARCANE. I found out I really like ARCANE.
Well, it's freaking... I mean, I know I'm late to the party, so I don't feel like I can be... You know... It's not like I'm...
Alright, seriously though, where's the police station?
You've been literally in front of... Oh no, this is our work office. Find the X, yellow X, wherever that leads, go. Some more good advice. So yeah, the fact that I'm behind the times obviously makes me... I don't feel like I can preach quite so like, oh, have you heard of this? You really should have, because it's like that was basically what happened to me. Is people said that to me and then I did it and I was like, oh, they were right. But it's freaking great, and I don't know how to say that with more emphasis, because I genuinely was astonished by it, and I'm sure sounds, you know, I don't even know if that's. Whoa. Where are you going? What is it you are attempting to do?
Trying to get to the yellow egg.
Well, but why? I don't see how walking into walls aids this desire.
Trying to get out of here.
I just want to get out. You realize that hallways generally lead to places. They aren't just there. Like, you act like, oh, I walked through this door and all that was there was a hallway, so I guess this isn't the right way to go.
Police eye! There we go.
There we go. Great. But in a serious note, it's like it's up there with like some of the most impactful and like are truly genuinely artistic things to be produced for TV ever. Because I can't think of especially with TV shows, I'm like they're generally the lower rung of. So
is it like
narrative storytelling?
Is it a plot thing?
Oh,
or
heavily.
Is it the actors
Obviously, it's a heavily. Okay, you're asking why it's good. Well, it's everything, literally. That's the thing that everyone was banging on, and I was like, okay, sure.
My favorite show.
But it's literally, I'm like, okay, they were kind of right, because obviously, it's like the animation is insanely good, very. I mean, I don't know if it's true to the game or not because I haven't played the game, but it's certainly.
I didn't know it.
Well, it's based off of characters from League of Legends. I have no clue how much of the plot of League of Legends is relevant. Wagner? That's Wagner. Oh, it's Mullet Man. He is blatantly pretending to work. He was looking at you
What
just
did I call
going...
him? Ranger Rick?
I think that was what we called it.
That's Ranger Rick.
Yeah, with the Louis Vuitton tie. So we talked to him last time too, and we still didn't know what he was talking about. So we should probably... just leave.
I'm asking for a friend whether I can do that.
Yeah. Well, okay, that didn't seem to help us at all. We should have gotten those pheromones. We should have made him... should have distracted him with our...
Can't you smell my pheromones?
Don't go through that door. I think we've learned our lesson. Hey, pick up a vending machine. Because you can now. Yeah! Now, I believe this will drain some of your, bodily power.
Right. Oh.
You could huck it at him, although I think that would probably lead to negative things. You could just
block him in.
I suppose you could do that. I like how no one's
don't even want to look at you.
No, there was someone else we were supposed to talk to here. I guess talk to everyone in the lobby.
Civilian.
Well, I think if they don't have names, they probably aren't, major people. But
Humanity Front.
yeah, that sounds believable. I think people would want that.
Would do that. He looks like he's ready to sell you drugs.
And he's in the police office, no less.
He's selling the police officers drugs.
This dude's in deep. Who was it? There's someone else we were supposed to talk to here.
To be fair, that coat looks rather pleather, so maybe he's not rolling in it.
Well, he was rolling in something then. There was other people on the other side. I thought. Oh, there were those people. Those just look like civilians. Okay. Careful. That's the same woman you punched. So you could accidentally throw a vending machine at her this time.
Okay, so seriously though.
We'll talk to those other two people. Those are the only remaining people. I
already did this.
The people you were just looking at. They were over there. He's a civilian wearing a weird... Everyone's got the ascot going on. Yeah, you probably should. So you want to talk to your woman that you punched last time? Oh, well, she doesn't seem to harbor any ill will.
I can't believe you punched me. Maybe this guy actually changes his mind.
I don't think he does, because it doesn't even give you the option to talk to him after you've done the last convo. So I think you've made your bed with him. The question is, which one of you is going to lie in it? There's a storage locker somewhere around here. That's what we're supposed to get to. Because what's-his-head, Ranger Rick, didn't help us at all.
It was just a different color. What X is this one?
I don't know.
I do not know. Why is it that trains just arbitrarily in the future decide my tracks are on top? That's a little stupid to me.
I think that was an aesthetic decision that someone just was like, you know what? We have the technology. Let's just do it.
Yeah, but see, if you're going to do that, you might as well make the bottoms like plexi or something so you can see. That would be interesting.
I think that would scare people, probably.
Oh!
You could have maybe...
I'm tripping.
You could have maybe one car that does that, and then people would, most people would probably avoid it. Then again, maybe they had that. We didn't see. So we're looking for... Look at the map, I guess, because there's got to be some kind of storage place around here.
Look at your map.
That's not... Okay, your map. You don't got to go look...
I'm joking.
Are you? Because you're not doing it.
Look, there's an actually different person.
Yeah, there's 3 women that populate this city, and they just teleport around. Circle, I believe, on the map, or on the HUD, or whatever you call it. It's the shoulders, I think. So precinct. Aha! Wait! Behind in the alley. That's where. So that's got to be the storage thing.
What, this?
Well, no, that's the police office. The next green one, but down there. Hey, DMCP. Or PD. I can't read. So how do we get there is the question.
It's
Selecting it doesn't do anything. Well, hang on. You gotta know where it is. Look at what else is around there.
I gotta go up this way.
It's
up
believe
3 and
that
over
that,
2. You simple.
I think that alleyway that's there is blocked by something because I don't think it's as easy as the map makes it look. And the question is, do we have the augmentations needed to get past them?
I have to just jump this and this
Jump
17
on-
and a half foot.
Well, you can eventually do that.
Sure you can.
I think it was down there. I think we went too far.
Nope.
It was right next to the police station.
Yeah, but no. See, that's in the
No.
weird alley. I want to be.
No,
up
you're
here.
going too far. No, you
I'm
don't.
not.
Look at the freaking
I
map.
just did. I've been looking
Go
at this whole
down.
time.
Well, that one I happen to know
There
is
you
that
go.
one I happen to know is blocked by a thing we can't get by yet.
I can't open this door.
Do you want to walk into that?
Sure.
Do you
What
want
is
me
it-
to be
what
playing?
is- what is
Because
it?
that's what'll happen
What
if you
is
do
it?
that.
It
What do
ain't
you
gonna-
think it does?
I'm a cyborg. What could it honestly do?
You think that being a cyborg protects you from electricity? Having electrical components merged into your flesh makes you immune to electricity?
Well-
If anything, it makes you probably more susceptible to electricity. So the other one is there's another alley that is right off of the police station that I believe is just a fence we could find a way around. Because we now have arm beef, remember. We could probably stack up a dumpster or something. Stack a dumpster on a dumpster. So it's back by the... Well, I guess we could take this with us. Excuse me, I just need this. I don't know that this is the right one. So take that with us and we'll stack it on the other ones. Make a dumpster staircase.
Where am I going?
Over there. The question I have is...
last scene moving a giant trash can over there.
I wonder if this would this be something you'd be penalized for any reason?
Can I throw it?
Yes, I wouldn't recommend it though, because I believe that will harm people. Turn. Don't bump them with it either. It's down, I think, on that other side.
Down on what other side? I'm gonna
You know,
have to
this-
go up
this
the
was-
stairs with this.
Apparently. Oh, hey, there's already dumpsters here. We didn't even need to do this. Okay, so drop it real... Oh, well, that'll do. You've trapped him in here. I would drop it real quick because your power's almost out. And if it actually goes all the way out, getting it back is kind of hard, so you got to let it recharge. I'd wait for him to move. And then stack these up. He's just going, I swear that wasn't there earlier. That's not my problem. I'm off in 5. I think you could stack them on top of each other and make like a staircase out of them. What's funny is this thing had wheels. So we didn't actually have to carry it down the street. We could have just wheeled it and then carried it the last little bit, but...
He goes hard.
Up. You need to probably get them on top of another. Can you lift them higher in the air than this?
Far.
Can you, like, up? Like on
Nope,
top of
I
each
can't.
other?
I can't lift it.
At all? Well, that...
Nope.
Oh, come on. Are you sure? Because that's
You're
literally all we
welcome to
need.
attempt, but
Well, but what I'm saying, like, you can't... It doesn't let you go up? Like that? Doesn't do anything? Or was it just because they were too close to each other?
drops it.
I think that's because it was stuck on the other one. Try to... Or maybe throw it. Maybe throw it like that. Oh, we ran out of... Can we get an energy bar? We have some... Check our... Oh, he's going. He's going. Man, if I wasn't...
He's so suspicious.
If I wasn't
He's
getting off in
so
5
angry.
seconds...
You're lucky I'm off shift.
Oh, never mind. It does come back on its own. I thought maybe it had to be recuperated. I mean, it does, but I thought you had to eat something or do something like that. But anyways, I was gushing about a thing that's really good. Because genuinely, I'm trying to give actual substance to this rather than just repeating that it's really good. But
It's got a thing. It's arcane.
because it genuinely like the plot is great. The actual like art style is really interesting and well done. And the characters are just, it's like everything, it really, I can't help but think of it as almost of, like, Greek tragedy era storytelling. Where you're like, this is incredibly, I don't know, because the word archetypal isn't exactly the right one. It's not that it's, it isn't that it's all archetypes and like and those kinds of things, but it's all very fleshed out and very human. And it's genuinely the word I would have to continue to use, and one that only seems to fit, is just artistic. And I mean that in not, where are you going?
I'm just
all we were doing was getting energy back so we could try stacking dumpsters
you
again.
want me to go and...
Well, because we ran out of energy before we were done.
It was fruitless. Nothing
No,
happened.
because you ran out of energy. That's what I said. We said we had to get this energy back. Even if it's not dumpsters, even if we could get something else smaller than a dumpster, we could stack them on top of there, because this is the only way I know how to get past that. Because I happen to know that the electricity in that hallway will kill you. Whoa! Well, that was certainly not a physics... Ooh, ooh, ooh! Did you do it on its side? That might even be all you need. What? It looked like... Oh, it looked like... Try to manipulate it. Oh! Ah! Wait! You missed your chance! Do it again! No! That was... Oh, no!
I didn't mean to do that!
Well, now you gotta finish the job. Throw it! Just keep dropping it. Oh, no! This is turning into some...
Yes,
Whoa!
lift it
Whoa!
like a man!
Oh, hey! Could you put that on its side for us? Oh, dang it. Well, you're gonna have to...
Okay,
What
hi.
did you think he was gonna do when you kept beating him with a dumpster? What did you think that was gonna lead to?
Well, initially, maybe a walk on the beach and some, I don't know,
Oh,
see
boy.
where it went from there. Back in my day, you could hit a man with a dumpster and it was a way of saying hello.
That is the glorious augmented future we all have in mind. It's just, I should be able to beat people with large pieces of metal. But yes. Why do you seem so skeptical of my enthusiasm? It's almost as if you don't believe me.
Well, I just don't have any context for this at all.
Well, genuinely, I didn't either, and that's why I didn't pay much attention to it, because I was like, it's from a thing I don't play. It's not relevant. Oh no, we gotta start saving. This is ridiculous. This is why nothing ever gets done.
You have it's like a back behind the scenes is waiting a Jerry Seinfeld all the time for you. It's just we gotta start saving.
I like to keep it on
Who
hand.
are these people? Why are they not saving George?
It's good to keep it on hand, sometimes.
Sometimes it's the thing.
Sometimes you just need to bust out a Jerry Seinfeld impression to make a point. All right, arm beef up. Do I have to talk to the Chase again, or can I just assume that I know what he said?
The Chase.
Something tells me I have to talk to him again. And that's very annoying. I mean, I don't have to listen, but I apparently have to talk. But
Talking at him.
yeah, well, or he's rather talking at me.
Therapists will tell you that's not the same thing as talking with someone.
Well, it's true. This loading screen is taking a while. But I've had in my mind, I was like, I'm going to be a little more structured when I talk about this, because I remember when we talked about the Batman after we saw it. I felt like we didn't have enough structure to that, and then I'm like, I'm going to do it better, and now I can't. Because it's hard, because you haven't seen it, and I want you to, but I also want to talk about it.
Well, just talk about it.
Because I'm stuck with not quite being able to. I don't know. I want to respect the spoileriness because I still want you to see it. Because genuinely, you know me. Am I this enthusiastic about most TV shows?
Well, you're not enthusiastic about this much about life in general.
Wow.
So
you might want to rephrase that. Don't want to have people concerned.
Oh my gosh.
I care about more this TV show more than most life. By that I mean I care about TV shows more than I care about life.
No, I mean, yes, that's true that you have definitely
I've
gushed over
dang it.
this a little bit more than...
I'm just gonna see what happens because I don't want to have to go talk to the guy again. Well, I genuinely, when I say that I think it's one of the greatest pieces of television, I think I mean that because I can't think of a TV show that had me moved on a I guess emotional level. I guess that's what art does, isn't that what art does? Isn't that what art's supposed to do?
Oh, yes. Again, meaning.
Well, yes, and I think that's really the crux of it is that it's very full of that, and it's full of it for a lot of it's got a wide cast of characters, all of whom are well fleshed out, and all of whom have very meaningful arcs, and it's and therefore each of them has a different. So there's lots of meaning in the sense that you see.
Is it a good show in that there's a collective understanding of what the broader people groups or characters have come to as a whole, or is it more like, yeah, this guy's individual story was this and this guy's
that's largely I suppose as like anything that is truly masterful it's both. Where every character has their own arc that is sort of self-contained, but it affects other characters in their arcs just by the fact that that's how life happens, isn't it? Turns out no man is an island. What's his head was right about that. It does indeed toll for thee.
It does indeed toll for thee.
But
the bells.
Because would you not agree with me that TV especially doesn't have necessarily a great pedigree of really good quality stuff? I feel like TV from the beginning has been a largely consumerist thing.
Well, I mean,
because
by
Hollywood,
definition, it's probably going to be like that. But
well, yeah, films, Hollywood, and then that whole sort of the directorial art form has become commercialized, but I don't think it always was that. Yeah. So films. There have been films that are known for being very meaningful from an artistic standpoint. Whereas
I mean, there is there is something to be said about the fact that it has to have some level of, I think for a while, especially with action movies, there was almost like a quality over or supersedes the actual plot and the purpose and the meaning behind things. Whereas then you can get into the other shows that are great on a meaning level and have all this great content, and yet they're maybe follow through is the right word. As far as their execution, maybe that's a better word. As far as the animation styles, as far as the actual
what's TV going or on. Films though.
Yeah, well, just in general, films, TV. But I think that if you can get that balance and strike that balance well, then yes.
Well, I think with the serialized nature of TV, I think lends it a necessity of drawing repeat. You have to get people to come back. So they have to make it appealing to a large enough crowd, and generally that requires watering it down. So in order to get a repeat customer base, they have to make the TV show something people are willing to watch. Now, of course, that's changed, I think. There's a relevant discussion to be had in how streaming has changed all of this.
Well, yes.
Where now it isn't...
We kind of touched on that
we kind of did, but it's it's no longer Monster of the Week type shows. Like, it was literally just, they solved the problem, and then it goes back to normal, and then the next week is the same thing.
Right.
It's like, no, they can release something like this, which was made basically, I mean, this is almost a 9-hour film, essentially, if you wanted to look at it that way, because it was made with streamlined front to back. There was no gaps. It was made as one whole sum, which is, again, I think one of the reasons it succeeds is because it was made to be a cohesive narrative that wasn't broken up. I mean, from what I gather, there's going to be another season, so obviously there's going to be a certain degree of breakup because of that. But
yeah, but when you can make when you can make it organic. And it's like, this makes sense as far as the split and where we're going to put things and why we're putting this amount of stuff in this episode versus this other thing. Versus when you try to do that almost planless or lack of maybe a particular. Okay, you figured it out. But
well, hucking, I suppose, is the whee. Now, I do believe I'm not supposed to be back here, so I think if I'm found back here, I will get in trouble. But how are you back here? Whatever. So, but like, can you think of a TV show that? Because there's plenty of TV shows, and we've. Oh, this is that hallway with the electricity. There's lots of TV shows even that we have watched together that are like, oh yeah, this is fun and it's cool to watch, but not many would you qualify, or at least what I say qualify as an art form. Do you get what would you agree with that, or do you have a counter where you think that there's...
Well, I think that it's gotten worse, yes.
Well,
I mean,
but even back in the day, like, do you have a thought of like a show that you're like, wow, I was really moved? Feels like such a dramatic word to use, but I think when it comes to artistic things, I think that is kind of the only one that applies. Here we go. So we found the stuff.
I think when it is... I don't know what to call it, realized fiction, or maybe like reality fiction, or like in a sense that if you're basing it off of, for instance, war movies, I would say those are still fairly compelling to me, and you know.
But even then, are they all?
Some of them aren't. I mean, I'm not talking Tropic Thunder here. I'm talking like some.
Well, that was a deliberate.
Yes, decidedly. But I'm just saying, I'm talking like. I think like the Green Mile and the what's it called?
Green Mile, was that a war film?
I thought it was. Isn't it Green Mile?
I thought
and then,
that was
Saving Private Ryan.
I thought that was the movie that came out relatively recently.
Maybe
with
maybe
Viggo
right.
Mortensen and that other guy, and was nothing to do with war.
No.
It was called the Green something. All right. No, I don't know.
Green Thumb. No. I don't think. I would say Hollywood more and more got away with cheap tricks, is I suppose the way of saying it.
It's being awfully mild.
Blunt?
Mild, I'd say.
Well, okay. You take it a step further if you'd like, but I think they got lazy, really, and then they just went, we're just going to give the people what, basically, not what they want,
it's
but
just whatever's going to make us money.
Right.
And
at that point,
we don't have the hackables.
At that point, I say you're not. There's a part in which art should speak to the culture that already exists. But correct me if I'm wrong, but as a aspiring artist myself, there's also a part of it that art should motivate or propel culture as well.
Well, generally, that is.
It's a both and.
I suppose, is there one that ought to be more dominant? I don't know that art ever. I feel like
it's like an ebb and flow, similar to like an actual wave. In that,
so there's
times that it's following culture, and other times it's guiding culture. And I think if you
it
don't have that back and forth,
but it will always be influenced by culture because it can't help it. And generally, it's not that art is created with the goal of influencing culture, but when someone makes something that has great value and meaning, inevitably people will latch onto it. And that's one of the reasons I keep wanting to talk about it, is that I don't feel that it has got, as much as it's gotten a lot of fan response, I don't feel like it's gotten much of the critical acclaim that it deserves.
Why is that though? It's almost like,
well, I'll tell you why. The year
this sounds like a soapbox. He's putting it up.
Here comes the rat bus.
I'll tell you why.
The year this came out was the same year that Marvel's What If series came out.
No.
And you know which won the award? And do you know which one wasn't even nominated?
What If won an award?
And do you know which show was not nominated for any awards?
Hold on.
Maybe
you're telling me right now that they won the award?
I could be wrong that it may not have won, but I know that it was in the running.
That was a horrible show.
And ARCANE wasn't even attached. Do I need to be afraid of you? You don't seem to be.
Is that because there's a
It's
degree
because
of
it's paid for.
foreignness
Hey,
to
it's
it?
Danny
Or is
Trejo
it...
when he was younger. What do you mean foreignness?
Well, I mean, if it's... Is it anime? It seems a little anime-ish.
No, it was made by, I believe Riot is an American company.
Huh.
And here's one thing that I thought was interesting. I realized this after I was talking, after the last episode, which we talked about it, or not about this, about something else. Oh, you know what I just realized? I can't get out of here. The dumpsters were on that side, so I'm not able to get out. I could stack these, I guess. There's also a sewer, though, or this. I'll try this first. I believe they're an American studio, but what interested me is unlike Halo, okay, apparently I can't do this, and I had another example in mind, but like Halo is made by Paramount with association with 343 Industries.
Yeah.
Whereas this was made by Riot Games, the people who made League of Legends. Like, this is their property, and these are the guys. Something tells me they wouldn't want me down here. Or maybe not. Well, I guess they're just hanging. Okay. I'm just in the hobo commune. Never mind. These are the guys that make the games, so they, of course, care about the and are going to do it, the best they can. And that clearly that makes a difference, because it's just, I don't know why. Whoa! Who's got a problem with me? Okay, so some people down here do have a problem with me. Not everyone, though. I think this is a way out, at least. I forget exactly why I brought that example up. What did you say before this? Something about...
I was talking about
I can't get out of here.
The idea that... we're talking about the ebb and flows of...
No, it was after that. You had mentioned something about... Oh, it's because... No, because then I brought up What If, and I was basically going to make the case that it's largely just who can afford... Who's got the money and who are they trying to push.
Yeah.
And Marvel's always kind of been in that camp where it's always been the one to get the publicity, but... I forget exactly why I brought this up in relation to that. Other than
is the Marvel can't be discounted that Marvel, while I know newer to the cinematic universe, has definitely earned its keep when it comes to being as historically consistent with keeping up with gaming over the years and things like that. So I just go, I don't know.
I forget exactly why I brought that up, other than that it was one thing I wanted to share, just because I remember it being like... Well, I think clearly is a contribution to why it is of superior quality.
There's a little bit of a... you're already in the club kind of a feel, if I can put it that way. Like, for instance, Marvel gets awards, I'm sure, and this sounds horrible. So
they get awards because they make lots of money.
Exactly. And it's like, they're not even... They could have, like, a not great year, but because they've had such great previous success, they just go, yeah, but they're Marvel, so give it to them. Whereas if you're just this tiny little company that's like, hey, we just put out this thing, and we think it's pretty good. And
Riot is, I don't believe, a tiny company, but they're somewhat self-contained.
Yeah.
So apparently the only way out of here is not... I don't see a... Oh, no! I didn't save.
You didn't save either.
Well,
save right now.
These are at least civilians. For all they know, I'm just another hobo who's drunk. That happens. Hobos sometimes just come out swinging. Gotta create a save. At least no one out here's got guns they're pulling on me. So I started off with the rant bus about Marvel winning an award or being nominated in this which she is running in a very strange way. Sorry, folks.
Did she say that? My God, this is crazy. Yes, I agree. I don't know why you're laying down.
Okay, so oh, crap.
I sure wish those ghosts would leave.
Why is this guy... Okay, so this is the way I came in. That's the way that is locked with a thing. And this is the way that's being guarded by gangsters, but I don't see where this is going to come up. It's going to come up... Looks like it'll just come up right here in the middle of town. Well, I got to get out of here somehow. One of the things maybe this is what I was trying to get at, is one of the things I think is... So is this the only guy that would have a problem with me? Or is that guy going to have a problem with me too? Because that's the way I gotta go. Okay, no, there's lots of dudes down here. I don't think I want to pick a fight.
Well, what's the basic algorithm? Is it like one of those things where
Well,
they circle you and go, "We're gonna attack all in different times"?
Well, they've all got guns, though, is the problem, and I mean, I guess I do too. But if I get into a gunfight in the sewer, I think the city will know. That's a little bit harder to justify. Like, yes, I shot some terrorists that were destroying my company I work for as a security guard. That's not quite the same as I just shot some hobos because they were in the sewer and gave me a funny look. I guess I'll try the box stacking approach. But, actually, I could probably have jumped on top of this little generator thing, too, so maybe I don't need to do this. I think maybe the reason I brought that up is that I was saying I think it deserves much more of the credit than it has gotten, and I don't know why it doesn't get it, and maybe that's why I feel the need to preach. Does it come across as preachy?
Not even preachy, just,
Not even preachy.
I don't know. I don't disagree with your sentiment, and I think it is frustrating that there's a bit of it.
Oh, I guess I could have tried this first. I'll try this
almost
first.
Like you go into good... People make I guess I'll say it this way. People make snap judgments about things.
Well, I did too.
Well, but then
perhaps that's the other reason is it's my penance.
You actually are willing to go, I was wrong in this particular case, or yes, I was right in this particular case. Most people don't do that. What?
I'm often willing to admit when I'm right.
Well, yes, who isn't? But I'm saying you at least have the wherewithal to go, I guess this was good, or whatever else. So most people, once they decide to dig their heels in, are like, no, it's terrible, even if it's not, simply because they're trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
I think you have.
Well, no one's obviously saying that. I don't feel like I got the publicity, and I feel like I was part of the, one of the people who ignored it. So maybe that's part of it. But also,
you single-handedly made it not popular.
Genuinely, though, I think it. Getting off the soapbox for a second, I want to really just go back to emphasize just that it is a deeply... I think you would like it for the same reasons, because it is a deeply human thing. And I make the Greek tragedy comparison not lightly, because it's, I don't know if you know, obviously you don't if you haven't watched it, but it's certainly not a happy thing. It's very much a sort of sad, tragic thing, because it's essentially an exploration of the human psyche, I guess. That's as vague as that sounds. It sort of is that. Have I broken into a police station? I think I inadvertently broke into a police station. I was trying to get out of that alleyway.
Well, don't you need to be in here anyway?
I suppose
what's his name's office.
I guess I do, but I didn't expect... Oh, well, okay, it's right down the hall. I suppose we're in a decent enough position.
Down the hall, first door on the
So,
left.
the fact that it is that... Oh, boy. What? Where did he go? Okay, well, I guess we're getting stuck in. I'm going to save again. Genuinely, I think that's one of the reasons it's just that I found it deeply resonant.
In what capacities?
Well,
this is emotionally for you. It struck a chord.
Very much that at the very least. I don't know. It's hard to. Oh, I forgot about the cameras. I forgot about cameras. Well, I feel cheap for doing this, but I'm going to do it anyways. Wait, which one of these was which? What? Precinct. Well, I guess this is this. That derailed me. What did you... the reasons why it's... Well, I think certainly there's a heavy emotional aspect to it, because it is... I'm trying to not spoil it, because I still maintain that you should watch it.
Well, I can watch it.
It is certainly tragic, but it's in a way that, again, like the old Greek tragedies were, where it feels very... Or I guess to put it in more your terms... It's not unlike the tragedy in Crime and Punishment, where you're going, this is not just, oh, boo-hoo, wow, isn't this a grim, sad, terrible story? But it's like, this is sad because of how realistic it is.
Yes.
Like, this absolutely could happen, and it is a sad thing to think about. So there's a camera is the problem, and this guy's going to walk back towards me unless I get in here real fast.
So I mean, it's also hard hitting. That's the other thing. I feel like we've sterilized all shows to be so normal, I suppose.
Oh boy, I should have looked at this before I did this. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know. Is it holy crap, I got to get up there? There's no way this is going to happen. Crappity crap. I forgot that the game doesn't pause while you're hacking.
What?
I forgot that doesn't happen.
And you just had somebody round the bend?
So yeah, the guy who was doing his patrols came back and was like, hey, you shouldn't be here. I suppose that was my... But then what do I can't... I suppose I can knock him out. But that feels out of the ethical standard here. I can't just go knocking out cops.
Well, I mean, if you got to, just...
Okay, fine.
Pull a Jim Gordon on him. No,
I will say, here's what I'll say, because I have to express this, is that the villain that they wrote is the best character in it. I mean, not that's a high bar because there's a lot of good characters in it, but he is most assuredly the best. And I would, among the best written characters that I can recall in a TV show, or in probably most films. And it's because, and I'll see, this might interest you, because I think this is one of the reasons he fascinates me, is they managed to make him very obviously not a good person, but they make him a very compelling father figure to one of the other characters who is not biologically his child. And so they have this sort of relationship that's very unique. And I was like, I didn't think it was possible to do that. That they could make a character who is blatantly not a good person but still be a good father. And so
they brought humanity to him. See, again, that's nuance.
But in a way that it's like, it's not even, because I shouldn't, I can't make that argument because that relies upon spoilery knowledge. He is blind if he didn't see that. But that's what of the least I can say, and anyone who sees it will know what I'm talking about. But, yes, you need to turn around. Go to sleep. Crap, I was hoping I'd do it slightly more. I was hoping I would actually grab him because I don't. I don't want the camera to see him. Okay, I don't think the camera can see this far. I'm not still dragging him, am I? Okay. So the camera shouldn't see me.
You're just like dragging a body.
I don't believe the camera should see me from here, but I'm still going to tuck against the wall. So that's one of the reasons. I mean, that's not the reason, because there's many other reasons why he's a fascinating character. But that was, I think, one of the most interesting things about it, is the fact that they managed to do that so well. Well, okay.
You're seeing
maybe there's other patrols around that I'm not paying attention to, because the camera, I don't think, saw me there. Oh, do you want to do the hacking minigame?
Nah, okay. On patrol, they're on patrol. No, I think, here's the thing. We said the same thing about, as far as nuance, about early stages of Cobra Kai. And
yes, but
where did they lose it was not, all of a sudden the actors sucked. I mean, they were the same actors. And so it's like, what happened was the script changed and the value of how they were portraying characters changed.
I do respect that Cobra Kai was written very well, but I don't know that it was the same. Because there's a difference between being...
It's exactly the same. What I'm saying is it may have the same secret sauce in that part of what you need to do is not oversell a particular character type. They almost, a lot of shows almost pull like the Survivor level thing where it's like, you're going to be the
they certainly pulled
Valley Girl, and that's
another reason I like this, is that there were certainly plenty of tropes they could have fallen into that they didn't.
Right.
And that was also impressive. But for Cobra Kai, it was not. I appreciated it simply because it was really well written. It was not tropey, but I don't think it's I wouldn't call Cobra Kai a work of art.
No.
It's fundamentally an entertainment, and it's very well written and it's one of the better written pieces of entertainment.
Sure.
But I don't know that I would qualify it as an artistic thing, and that's one of the reasons this stands out so much to me, is I can't think of any other term for it. Because again, it literally could be a tragic play almost. That I'd love to see, actually. If anyone does like a live action theater version of this. Not because there's no... Well, I was going to say the music in it is excellent, but it isn't obviously a musical.
Right.
It's the music choice that they have. See, this is a little more what I was hoping to do. Well, except that was a little more obvious as well. So I don't know what happened last time. I don't think any patrols come around here. So I don't know if maybe someone saw him... Or maybe the camera still can see me when I'm standing there. Maybe I gotta grab a box. This is the benefit of being a box man. Whoop. Is he gonna stay? So it was only suspicious because the box was floating.
Yeah, no,
Okay, so
I do think that's a part.
I think
of
the camera could see me as well.
That has to be a part of the secret sauce, is that they don't follow trope, because again, that's easy. It's this is a dime a dozen kind of a thing.
Well, there's a reason there's a whole website dedicated to TV tropes.
Yeah.
And why they all have basically like standardized names. Okay, we're gonna hope that this works. So, I don't know what else to say because I genuinely I'm gonna keep banging on the artistic bandwagon because I think that's the only thing I can describe it as.
Well, what else was I mean, you've talked a lot about the plot and things like that, but I mean, have you talked about the actual execution of the
woo?
What's it called? The desks and the tools and whatever else. I mean,
the desks and the tools. What?
I don't.
The execution of the desks and the tools. I don't have his.
It's one thing to talk about the writing board of like, okay, hey, you have a lot of good writers.
Oh, crap.
But then you also have people that actually work out the nuts and bolts. Maybe that's a better way of describing it.
Is that it?
The nuts and bolts of what things are actually going to look like and all that other stuff. I mean, it's one thing to have here's the storyboard, and it's like, it's another thing to go, okay, I get that now.
Well, again, I think it benefits from being made by the people who make the game. It's like, those were all the same people. It wasn't a writer's room that passed it off to other people who had to pass it off to other people. It's like, this was very clearly made holistically by a group that's like, these are the guys, this is their stuff. They know this stuff in and out.
So maybe a part of the secret sauce is actually having a good team.
Well, a good vision and a good team, yeah. Well, and I think ultimately it's just people who care. I watched because
people who care, but
I've watched a lot of the behind the scenes stuff as well this week because it's literally been all I've been thinking about this entire week, and I'm not exactly exaggerating about that. It's been on my mind a lot. So it's like you can just see that it's like, wow, these people really put. It's literally again.
But that comes back to company buy-in. There's a.
This is. Okay. Okay, so I think this was the specific email that we needed to get a hold of. So we got some evidence that a guy is dirty.
When you have a team that actually understands the vision, and it's not one person driving it and expecting everybody else to only care about it simply because of a paycheck, when they actually have a buy-in because they go, we care about what we're doing and our craft to a degree, then you get people like the baseball engineer. The basketball engineer in this game. Where it's, again, it's like, it's people that dedicate the time to saying, shoehorn Jim in there again.
Oh boy, we gotta get I didn't realize I had to get all the way through this place.
Yeah, and you still gotta go out there and make that shot for Jim. No.
I'm gonna have to get my augments for that.
But anyway, I think it shows when teams go beyond just, hey, I get paid and this guy's telling me to do my job, but to actually say, I'm the nuts and bolts guy, or I'm the, I understand the role that I play at the desk or the writing table or whatever you want to call it, the role that I play, and I execute my position or my particular role so that the bigger narrative and bigger vision can be accomplished.
Well, and I think, again, you see that in a lot of these interviews where you're going, they clearly talked from the very beginning about all of this stuff.
Right.
Because the music, okay, I don't want to be in here. The music is an example of just, they had several songs looked, I believe, to have been written specifically for the show, and even the things that were composed, you're just going, they clearly, when you hear the behind the scenes of how they came up with this stuff, you're going, this was from the very beginning. They knew that this was something they wanted to emphasize. So these people knew that they were were a part of the thing. None of it was just like, okay, this is what matters, and then we're going to hand what doesn't matter off to these guys.
Right, slap it together. Yeah, exactly.
So,
there was no cutting corners. That's a huge part of it. I mean,
well, and especially when you think about it, it's only 9 episodes and they're of 40 minutes each, and you're going, you could do an entire season's worth of intense stuff in that. Clearly suggests a streamlining. I'm in a bad spot. I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to sock him. I don't feel like, whoop. Turn around for your own good. Buddy. I thought that was a bit I could get in. Ah! He heard me do that. He's going, man, I know oh boy.
He's really just tempting you.
He knows I'm here too. He's just going, isn't that
Say
guy?
something, Adam. I dare you. Say something. Say something right now.
Not against.
He's up against the wall.
I was
He's
about to pull a Kronk. I believe these are the stairs I need. Ooh, this is intense.
No, I see. It comes back to...
Goodness gracious.
This is a principle I think you can apply past just this particular art form. And that is, if you're running any sort of business or any organization, and you are at the top, ensure that the people you're working for not only have a chemistry with you, but also understand and agree with and add to the vision of the company. It's like,
I've alarmed somebody.
if you have people that participate with it, then it becomes a beautiful thing. Whereas if you have people just basically doing the job simply because it's a job, then it shows. And you get people coating...
This is tense.
Coating grass that moves every 5 seconds in the wind rather than a comfortable breeze.
What?
Well, I'm talking about, like, you know those games. If you've played those games where, like, you know, it's like, yeah, the grass moves, but it's like, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that the grass may have a little bit of some, I don't know.
I'm trying to get to one of these offices down there, but this is tense.
Like moving in like a 8-bit rate, like deep, deep, deep.
Well, I don't know.
This is a modern 2020 game. What is this? Whose idea was
Why
this?
is he not moving? So anyways,
well,
I still don't feel like I've said all I want to say because I don't think I can.
I wonder how...
Genuinely, I've been watching like ever since I finished it, which was insane.
Oh, I do have.
I've been watching
a couple
bunch
of questions, which is that.
Well, you should.
Did they recycle? You know, you have to wonder whether the animators recycled.
They seem to have created
characters.
I mean, well, I don't think the models are recycled. I think they made new models for the characters because they look different than they did in the game, from what I gather from people who know. I believe more of the characters from the show are from the game than I realized because there were only a few that I had even heard of. As a matter of fact, I think there was only one that I knew, and some others I had sort of a guess, but apparently a lot of them are. So for the people who know the lore of the game, I'm sure there was a whole lot more secret stuff than even I got, but I don't think that they used like direct game models or anything.
Sure, that's what I was asking. But again, come back to, they're not cutting corners. They're saying, well, yes, we're going to borrow the characters, but we're not going to just carbon copy it because that would look like trash in this medium. Yeah.
I've been watching a whole bunch of YouTube stuff about it because so this dude seems like he's going to be staying there now. He hasn't moved since. So help me, the moment right as I step out, he's going to start walking away.
Catch him with his pants down.
I am Solid Snake.
What?
I was moving the box and I was going to...
Relieve him, Doyle.
I believe this is the office I need to be in front of, so I just have to... He's not even gonna... He totally's going, that was not there when I walked past, I swear. Okay. The problem is he's gonna stand on that balcony and see me. I'm probably gonna have to knock this guy out. Or I could do what I did and just build a giant barricade of boxes behind me. I mean,
Well,
I
I mean,
suppose I
the
could do
viewing window would be fairly small, honestly, so you probably could do that.
that. I might have to. That other guy doesn't appear to be moving, so now it's just this one. The problem is I did have in my head a bunch of things. I was like, oh, I'm going to be more structured and mention these things, and now I just can't because it's genuinely, and again, one of the reasons I say I think you'll like it is I think this may sound a tad odd to say, but I think you and I have an appreciation for more tragic, darker themes, and I don't exactly know what that says, but it is true in this. So I think you would appreciate it for probably different reasons, because there have been, even from the things that I have seen online of people talking about reasons that it's great, there's always different reasons, and sometimes there's differences. People think certain aspects are really great and other aspects they have like qualms with. Not even that it's negative, but like a lot of times it's character decisions. Like I've seen a lot of people defend characters for actions that I myself was like, that was reprehensible.
Yeah.
And then they say the same things about characters that I like, so it's like, okay, there's disagreement in that, so I don't know where you would end up aligning, but this cannot work. This is a dumb strategy. I just need one more. So maybe that's what's interesting. Maybe you would end up having a different opinion, but I don't know. I think you would. I maintain that the relationship between the villain and one of the pseudo protagonists. It's hard to describe without spoiling, but their relationship is, I think, really fascinating and sad in a way, but not for. It's because it's literally like the fact that he's this villainous character who does all these things that are not good. I just realized that I've blown my cover. Because I was hiding behind this box. But the problem is, once he walks past me, I won't have the box to hide behind. I was having to hide on both corners of the box. Okay, well, at least he turns... Ah! No! No! I was thinking, I knew he did that little turnaround, but I thought he did it right on the other side of the box. When did I save?
That was a perfect present, too. He just is
well, he's in the Pizza Cop. He should know.
Choo.
Choo.
I don't know. There's that meme. I can't remember what the context for it is.
All right. Well, I'm going to give this another shot, and we should probably wrap up, but I don't think I can wrap up. I'm going to be talking about this forever.
Well, I don't really have much to add.
Well, sadly, because I did try to get you to watch. I was like, could you binge 9 hours of TV before the end of this week? And sadly, no.
Until I get paid to do stuff like that. What do you think of this show?
I don't get paid to do... What? Who's hostile? Why am I hostile? Who's hostile at me? Why on earth did this happen? Who are all of you? So help me if you walk out. I will laugh. Why was this... How did this... This didn't happen last time. I saved right here. This is annoying. Well, I guess they go away. Ah, you didn't say anything. I think the problem is once they go hostile, they never go back to being normal.
That seems a little silly.
Because I think once they're... Like, if they're... Ah, hi! Oh. Oh, I feel bad for this. Okay.
What is he shooting at? Did the other guy tell you to shake it out?
I don't... Well, that was really weird. Why would this happen this way? I'm going to hope that was just a fluke. Maybe, I know they think they saw me through the window, but I think if they become alarmed, there's a chance that they'll be like, I guess I just didn't see anything. But once hostile means they see you and are like, they know that you're there. So I think once they see that, they don't go back to being like, well, I guess he's probably gone. So it sort of makes sense, but anyways. I maintain you should watch it because it's genuinely... And, I had another topic I was going to use this to segue off of because I was going to get onto the subject of, like, any form of media that has actually made you feel something quite substantial. In the sense of, like, you read something or you watch something that you go, wow, I am moved by this to such a degree that I feel, to say changed is of course dramatic, but
Well, it's an experience.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
And not just like, oh yeah, I was entertained for an hour, but like this will probably shape the way I view art going forward. And I would maintain that that's probably true of this. So again, I don't normally talk like this about things I watch or read.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know that we have the time to go into that now. I would like to, I thought we would have at least gotten to the last office and then, called it and called a midpoint. If I don't succeed at this attempt, we may yet do that. We may stop in the middle ground, but I don't know. Because there's very few things. Again, part of the reason this fascinates me is that TV is like the lowest of them. If you ask me. I've never been moved by a TV show really. Well, I've been moved by parts of TV shows, but they've usually been fairly self-contained. And they are not indicative of the whole of the show. Like, I was moved, in fact, I may have even brought a tear to my eye, the one specific episode of Supernatural that I could recall. But I'm now up to, I believe, season 13, and no such recurrence has happened. So that was clearly a once kind of event. So, I don't know. What was, I don't know, film, movie, book, something that has actually struck you in a profound sense? Like more than just, oh, this was entertaining, but like this is something that has moved me in a way I didn't realize things like this could do. Because I suppose if I can find something that along those lines that you can perhaps grasp, then maybe you'll understand why I preach about this. So that guy's already entered into his
I would
not
be able
moving
to put my
stage.
finger on something right this second. I mean,
What about your favorite movie ever? It's up there. I see it on the stack.
Well, I mean, Les Mis, yeah. I mean, there's a degree of hype about that one that I was excited about, but that was more because
you were pretty big into getting me to watch it.
Well, yes, because there was the motivation for me initially. Well, okay, it's changed over the time. I went into it going. First of all, I knew it was a great not Broadway. It was a great like opera or whatever you want to call it. A great theater show.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did it go from book to theater to then movie?
Yes.
I thought it. No, it was book.
Yes. No. Well, yes. No, I'm saying theater first before the medium.
So book to
movie.
theater to
Correct.
movie. Okay.
But so what they did with the movie is they wanted to create that. They wanted to actually have live sound, basically, and so they literally gave you can't really see it in the movie, but they gave everybody live monitors, like in-ear monitors that they were using in the show. So they did not record in a studio setting, which is
at all
incredible. No, which is why to me I go, that's a very bold way of going about it, because that could have absolutely been a flop for them.
Attempt this
to yank his pants down.
I think that other guy's going to see me do this, but never mind. He didn't. He should have.
It could have backfired, but see, I appreciate that kind of boldness, because it's like that's again that whole moving art forward without just strictly following culture for the sake of culture. It's like everything's done in a studio. It's like, well, yeah, but we're going for something different. So with Les Mis specifically, there was
it's a security rating I don't have.
They said,
how do I get in here?
We wanted to do this, and in the initial interviews, before the movie actually came out, it was like, they went about recording it this way, and here's why they did that. And they talked about like the natural sound it would produce, and the fact that there's emotion you can convey in a real time moment, not only with facial expression but with actual timbre of the song. And I'm like, that's very true. I mean, and that came through in the movie, in my opinion. I mean, you've seen it too.
Yeah. But. We have ourselves a problem, which is that I can't hack this. I don't have the power. I'm not a good enough hacker. He's got a vent. Okay, I'm going to have to rely on a vent then. Oh! Well, this wouldn't be this easy, would it? I'll almost feel cheated. It's this easy. Well, okay. So we made it into the office. So we'll find our stuff and we'll, I guess, wrap up.
Anyway,
maybe that'll be a
that's
topic for
it's
another
a good
time.
movie.
Oh, even this is too
I'll-
high.
I mean, I'll think about it, but it's...
Well, because it's like I can think of maybe 3 films I've ever seen that have made me cry. I can think of
Les
maybe
Mis definitely was.
I can think of maybe 3 books that have done the same. Laser system. Okay, so everything in here is a hacking level I can't achieve. So why did they have me do this? Well, okay, please tell me he's one of those guys who has his note on a sticky by his computer. Oh, he reads romance novels. Creepy ones, too. Alright, so... Dang it. Okay, so we need to up our hacking skill. The next available opportunity is clearly the answer to this. I couldn't get in here, and now that I am in here, I can't...
I think the only other ones I would say that are artistically masterfully done is the...
You're talking TV or just anything?
Original trilogy of The Lord of the Rings by Peter Jackson.
Absolutely. Books.
Now, you can argue that they were different than the
rather.
books, and they were, but they were masterfully done for what they
Pocket
were.
Secretary. I'm glad I noticed that. Hey! Oh, that's morgue for the morgue.
And
oh,
I
well, that helps
definitely
when I
had
need
some
that.
moments of teariness, in those
Yeah,
movies,
I do occasionally.
You know.
Okay, so...
Anyway.
I thought I was lucky there. I thought that Pocket Secretary thing was going to have the code to this. It has the code for the morgue, which I need, but isn't the code to this. So what we're probably going to have to do... This operation turned into a much deeper one, so I'm going to have to save here.
And bid you adieu.
Because basically I'm going to have to now sneak into other people's offices just to try to find the code to this guy's computer, so... Was that... You were attempting... I was in the middle of the explanation, and you were attempting to...
Well, we can also say, to you and you and you.
What?
I said adieu, and then I...
But I don't... What? I don't get the reference there.
It's from Sound of Music.
Okay, well, I was just trying to give a conclusive wrap-up of what the strategy is. We're going to stop. We're going to have to do that, which means we're going to have to stage another invasion of somewhere else. But everyone should watch ARCANE because it's great. Genuinely. I think you should do it. You should do it now. You should do it now.
You should do it. You should do it
by
9
next
times.
week. Then you can have that. We'll have like a a wave of reaction.
There you go.
Because then I'd watch it again. Honestly, I'm genuinely like, I could watch it start to finish again just because the knowing where things go is probably going to radically reveal things that they did masterfully that I didn't even catch. So, genuinely, piece of art. Should be I actually think it should be a play. That would actually be quite interesting because I think it could be done. I have no clue, but just when I first said that, I was like, I'd pay to see that.
Just picturing these big League of Legends LARP status on stage.
No, it would be better than that if it was a proper production.
Sure.
I'm just saying, you should watch it. Everyone should watch it. It's tremendous. And I spoke for... Well, we didn't start talking about it until a while in. But it's still probably been an hour. Anyways... You have a better close off now that I ruined your first ending? Sorry.
Not really.
Sometimes, but not recently.